Welcome, and hello to Dragon Age 101, your non-spoilery guide to the world of Dragon Age. I'm Gilderthal, your lore archivist, and today I'm going to help you quickly understand the different nations of Thedas. Now please keep in mind that if you have played the games before or want to skip the past entries and jump to Veilguard, you may want my Dragon Age 201 video over the same content linked down below. Faldon. This is the youngest nation, only about 400 years old. For the longest time, this was the home of various human tribes that warred with each other over the land, until Callan had united the largest tribes and crowned himself king. Now, to this day, there are still large pockets of human tribes, like the Avar and the Chastened, that live in the outskirts of Faldon, living in a kind of a rocky peace with the rest of the nation. At the very start of the Dragon Age, Faldon won their independence from Orlay, who occupied them for some time, so there's still a lot of tension between them. Orlay. While Orlesian culture is like the exact opposite of Faldon, valuing aesthetics and the finer things, they are not weak by any means. They have perhaps the strongest standing army in southern Thedas and are home to the Southern Chantry. They have a rich history and royalty and political maneuvering that many outside of Orlay find bordering on the absurd. The Freemarches. The Freemarches is kind of an odd nation, as it's technically just a collection of different city-states that have collected together to help each other out. The city-states vary wildly, from the Great Starkhaven, known for its history and strong religious ties and wealth, to Little Ansburg, a backwater agricultural center. The most notable city-state I should mention is Kirkwall, a current major trade hub and former mine/slave center ran by the Dentor Imperium many ages ago. The Anderfels. A land of dry deserts and long ravaged by the Blight, the Anderfels is home to the Grey Wardens, who almost rule the nation and call Weishaupt their home. The people have a reputation of being hardened by life out there, and many strongly cling to Chantry doctrine. Antiva. The richest nation in Thedas and one of an unparalleled naval force, along with a lot of pirates. While the nation does have a king that rules, the real power comes from a group of rich business owners that call themselves the Merchant Princes. Their other claim to fame are the Antivan Crows, the most famous house of assassins who are hired all throughout Thedas. The Crows, too, hold a large amount of political power in Antiva. Navara. An unusual but powerful nation, Navara has close ties to the Freemarches due to their history as a city-state, but hate Orlay almost as much as Faldon due to old politics and war. They have the most unusual bit of magic seen outside of Tevinter. They believe that when a person dies, their soul displaces a spirit of the Fade into the world of the living. So they have the Grand Necropolis, a bizarre burial ground that hosts the corpses of the dead and displaced spirits, with the Mage Order the Mortalitasi assigned to keep the place clean and mostly safe. Revane. One of the few nations that doesn't have a close relationship with the Chantry, the majority of this nation are small matriarchal communities. They also have a large population of Qunari, including the only Qun-controlled city in the mainland called Kont-Ar. It is considered poor next to its neighbors, but technically the ruling class live in Darsmud, the only real city that has a large Chantry presence. Paralin and Saharan. Paralin is said to be where humanity originated and was controlled by Tevinter until the Qunari came from across the sea. It's considered their homeland now, and little is actually known about it currently, as none but those of the Qun are allowed to enter. Saharan is a similar story, but is currently the main battleground between the Qunari, Tevinter, and the local population trying to free themselves from both groups. The Dentor Imperium. Only a shadow of what it once was, the Dentor Imperium is still the most feared and powerful nation in Thedas. Every other nation has something against Tevinter in its history thanks to its culture of slavery and world-altering magical rituals. It's the only nation that openly embraces magic in its culture and looks down upon the rest of Thedas because of it. That said, it's achieved some impressive magical and technological advancements compared to the rest of the world, which is part of the reason why it has survived so long despite its hated reputation. Dorantiges. The Dwarven Empire used to spread across all of Thedas deep underground. But thanks to the Blights, the Dwarven Empire has been reduced to basically one Tig, Orzammar. Located in Faldon, it's the main source of the lyrium trade. But during the Dragon Age, another Tig called Kalsharok was found alive, which is shocking as it was thought lost ages ago. The Dalish. This one needs a little bit of a history lesson. After the ancient elven homeland of Arlethane was destroyed by Tevinter, a majority of the elves were enslaved. However, Andraste helped to free a large portion of them and were able to give them a new land of their own in what is now Orlay, called the Dales. Ages after her death, the Chantry went to war with the elves and reclaimed that land. The majority of the elven population are now either living in squalor in human cities or roam the land in small tribes called the Dalish. Each Dalish clan is a bit different, but when they come of age, the Dalish choose an elven god to honor and mark their face with the Valisleen, or a tattoo of the symbol of their chosen god. And that, my dear Delens, are the nations of Thedas. If you would like to learn more about certain subjects, I've linked a playlist below with more comprehensive videos on a wide variety of subjects mentioned here. But be careful, while I do try to mark spoilers on my channel, it's your job to notice them. So until next time, Doresh Shiral.